Hello, welcome back. Now, purpose of this video is I've done quite a few homebrew games reviews. Hope you've seen them. So I do like checking them out every time one comes along that sort of catches my eye. And here we have one that just popped up on a Facebook group, and it's ZOOMBLOX from Fabrizio Zavagli, 2016 release. I do hope I've pronounced your name right, Fabrizio. I do apologise if I haven't. So we're going to have a look at ZOOMBLOX, which is Fabrizio's first ZX Spectrum game. So let's give him some support. Download it, have a play, give him some feedback. I will put a link on the description, or in the description box below, where you can download the game, and also, you know, perhaps give him some suggestions, because it is a work in progress. He's upfront about that. There are some things he's going to change about the game and he's looking to do. So perhaps fire a few suggestions his way. And give him some support. Now, the purpose of the game is you have to stop the blocks from advancing to the bottom of the screen. You are that magnet at the bottom, by collecting 3 blocks, each of the same colour. Z and X left and right. Space is the sort of fire button, if you will, and enter if you get stuck and you can't get a second or a third colour. You can press that to advance the level down, but you obviously run the risk of, you know, it drops down a bit, as in sort of games like Columns, Tetris, sort of etc. Now, ZOOMBLOX is a really nice little game, even though it appears, well, it's not in quite its finished state. I enjoyed playing this. It gets you thinking. It's very, very simple in design, as most of the best games tend to be. It certainly makes you look at the screen and think and sort of plan your moves, etc., which is really, really nice. I like games like that, and there's no sort of time limit to it, which perhaps, Fabrizio, you could on sort of like later levels or later versions of the game, perhaps sort of like up the tension a bit by adding a sort of clock counter, by which time you've got to take your move in, or the computer will make the move for you. Just a suggestion. But you've got coins that you can collect just to add to your score. Those multicoloured blocks are wildcard blocks, and you can collect them if you aren't able to get 3 of a kind, etc. You say, for example, if I was to pick up one of these, there you go. I've used a wildcard there as a white block. Now, the graphics are very, very simple, but very, very nice, and they've got some charm and character in them. You can see each sort of block has got a face, with an animation on. Really, really sort of nice little character going on in this game. It's, like I say, graphically it's quite simple. Sounds, there aren't sort of many sounds in the game, but then the graphics don't need to be spectacular, and the sound doesn't need to be sort of like out of this world for this kind of game. It really is a nice effort. Now, it's amazing the fact that people still want to sort of program games for a system that's 34 years old. I wish I had the skill to do it. I mean, my programming sort of prowess doesn't extend very far beyond load dash dash, and even nowadays I don't have to do that, because I usually use a 128 plus 2B. So even that's sort of taken away from me. But just the sort of fact that you can, you know, people out there still wanting to produce games this thing, and producing quality games as well. You know, that you could quite easily have seen ZOOMBLOX being released as a kind of budget sort of Mastertronic title, etc. back in the day, and it would have sold quite well, because it's a nice little game. I will put a link to Fabrizio's YouTube channel as well, so that you can, if you wish to, pass on any suggestions to him that you might wish to. And like I say, I will also include in the descriptions box the link to where you can actually download ZOOMBLOX from. Support the little bloke. Go out and give it a download, especially if you like homebrew games. It really is quite nice. And we should be encouraging people who want to do this to carry on doing it, because obviously as experience is gained, things are only going to get bigger and better, and we can't we shouldn't ever knock that. Now you can see here I've got myself into a bit of bit of a jam, and the blocks are sort of advancing a bit further down. Right, the blue blocks drop a level down if you clear 3 of the blue blocks as well. So you've got to be careful around them. And there we go, game over. I actually lasted quite well on that. The first couple of times I played it, despite having some instructions, I sort of died quite a lot, if died is the word to use in a game of this ilk. But yeah, ZOOMBLOX is one of a long list now of homebrew games that I've tried, and I like it. I really do like it. It's simple, it's addictive. You can see that it's a work in progress, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to be interested to see how Fabrizio implements the changes that he wants to implement. He has gone into some detail about the development process of ZOOMBLOX and his history surrounding developing games on World of Spectrum, which from his YouTube channel with the video for ZOOMBLOX you will be able to read all that. So as ever, thanks ever so much for taking the time to watch the video. Please support Fabrizio by giving ZOOMBLOX a download and a quick few plays, and give them some feedback and some encouragement, because like I said, it's absolutely fantastic that people want to do this and still want to do this and still pump out things in their spare time, you know. Let's never forget that. And you know, it's a bit of a labour of love to create a Spectrum game, especially when there's no money involved in it nowadays. So yeah, give him some support, get the game, give it a play, let him know what you think of it, let him know any suggestions you might have. Thanks ever so much for watching the video. I do hope the rest of your weekend is going to be fantastic. If you like the video, please let me know. If you wish to subscribe, please do so. It'll be great to see you join in the fun. Okay, as ever, take care of yourselves and goodbye.